Okay, today, boys and girls, we have a beautiful 1935. I mean, this is getting towards the century mark again. King Zephyr. This is the first year for the Zephyr. This is called a Series 1. And this was made in the 30s, so right in that deco area. So you can tell that by the keys. See how everything's all squared off and real deco-ish with a kind of a cool deco style engraving on it. So if you're a deco person, this is a horn for you. So crazy, all the, really angular as opposed to the real smooth stuff like later on. So again, first year for the Zephyr. This is a Series 1. This is pre-Super 20. So in very nice shape, especially for the age. No major damage. There was just a hair of a little roll on the lip that's been taken care of. A couple little tiny dings on the bottom, which have been taken care of. Thumb rest was slightly pushed in, which was taken out, so that's all taken care of. And all new pads. So I think it still had the original pads in it from 1935. I mean, they were crusty. It also came in with like a 1930s old Autolink New York mouthpiece, which again brings it back to that same era. Of course, it's not included, but I'm not sure you could see the pads are absolutely brand new and nice, high quality pads. A Selmer style plastic resonator that filled up most of the tone holes, so it gives it a nice big sound. Again, real squared off on the lower table keys here. Very nice. I mean, unbelievable how tight the fit and how good the craftsmanship is on the saxophone. Just a standard neck with a super heavy duty brace. Getting a ton of saxophones in. Just got a beautiful mint condition Mark 6. Pull out the neck, and the neck's been, you can tell it was damaged at one time. So the necks are really problematic. And again, this one's in pretty good shape. Again, had a couple dings in it. And it looks like the front brace here was pushed in. You can see a little lacquer burn where they had to resolder that. So, speaking of the lacquer, this is real nitro cellulose lacquer with the emphasis on nitro. So you have to be really careful putting pads in this saxophone. 1 second too long on the torch and the lacquer just basically explodes. And unfortunately for a couple previous repair people, you can see the tips are where the lacquer was burnt, and I polished them out a little bit. But I did almost all of them without any damage. Most of it was all from previous, and again the low E flat is the one that has to be replaced all the time, and of course that one got a little burnt. But the rest of the lacquer is actually in remarkable condition and just beautiful engraving for this age of a saxophone. So the whole thing of this thing is the sound. I mean, it just sounds wonderful, and now it plays wonderful. Takes a little getting used to with the ergonomics here, especially finding that B key. So you're basically sliding across all your lower table keys here. But great horn. One of the few horns that has actually an adjustment between the low B and the low B flat, which is cool. The other cool part is it's actually mounted on the bell itself, which is just a wonderful idea. If this bell gets whacked this way, doesn't matter, because they're mounted off the bell itself, so the keys move with the bell. And as long as that linkage is still engaged, you're still in business. So this is going to get a pretty good whack. And very nice heavy bracing for the bell. The whole thing is nicely braced. Really cool little key guards. What's nice about these key guards is you can actually get in and actually surface the tone holes without unsoldering them or having to mess around with them. But again, just a very cool looking. I just love the patina. Nice original lacquer and that real reddish gold king style finish. Nice big hefty guard that's never been pushed in, which is nice. And I don't think any of the guards have been, I don't see any solder repairs on the guards, which is pretty rare, especially usually that first one on the bottom gets whacked. So, down to the good stuff. So that low B flat just... when you hit that low B flat, the whole thing is just, you know, blowing that stuff off the walls. So you figure those pads lasted 65, about 85 years on the pads. So you're good for another 85 years. So I've been playing this for about 10-15 minutes, and I'm already used to the table keys. It's just that B natural is a little small in between. Actually quite comfortable just rolling across there as opposed to going down on the new horns. So plays really nice, if I do say so myself. Serial number is 176. It says in the book that these started about 178 or so, but this is a 176. So very, very early in the Zephyr line. So we'll play a little thing, and then we'll get on with our stuff here. So anyhow, you get the idea. Trying to keep them short these days. Well, nice high F sharp out of it, nice and clear. And again, that low B flat just rocks. This would be a wonderful rock horn. Anybody that's into the King stuff, this is one of the ones you got to have. They made all kinds of later Zephyrs. They put the sterling silver neck and they put the pearls on it. And this is just your basic Zephyr, and actually quite nice shapes, going for a very reasonable price, especially with a brand new overhaul on it. All new pads, all new corks, all new felts. Any questions or more pictures, you can reach me at www.stevegraysaxes.com. That's STVEGRAYSAXES plural.com. So anyhow, there it is. There it is. Got an old King case I found that fits it very nice, fits it snug. It's actually, I think, a Super 20 case, but perfectly functional. Get you around town just fine. Got a very cool classic look to it. So a nice protective case for shipping or hauling around. You might want to get something lighter for around town, but that's it. You know the rest. All right, that's it. King Zephyr, number 176, and then some change. It looks like at one time, you know, I hate these Lyle holders. They stick out, and man, they're just the most useless thing in the world, and it's the first thing that gets whacked. And again, it looks like that's nicely taken care of. So there it is. So, King Zephyr, first series, early serial number.